God, how did I get into fishing? I got into fishing because my dad was into fishing. You know, we grew up every weekend on the boat. One day we would be skiing, the next day we'd be fishing. My brother was the one that always wanted to go skiing. I was the one that always wanted to go fishing. So from the littlest time, you know, from the smallest, I can remember me being, I always wanted to go fishing. That's what I wanted to do. I was a little pier rat when I was a kid. Just always remember having a fishing pole in my hand. My number one fishing advice for anglers is to keep it simple. I think we overcomplicate things. I think it doesn't have to be that difficult. It's not that, you know, it's not that serious of a sport. It doesn't have to be that serious. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I think if we keep it simple, you know, enjoy the time out there. It's not about the fish. It's not about the catching. That's at least my take on it. It was more about the experience. It's always been about the experience to me. It's about getting out there and having those moments and just, you know, get out, have a good time. Don't be so serious about it. You know, reaching the next generation of anglers, it's funny nowadays, I think we reach them more socially than any other way. You know, these kids are so apt on their phones and, you know, always scrolling, looking for videos, and they're looking for tips. But it's great, you know, they can advance so much quicker than we could as kids. We didn't have those resources. There'd be a couple books that you could read, try to learn a couple things, but now, you know, scrolling through YouTube or any other, you know, digital platforms, these kids can figure out what the pros are doing and pretty quickly. It really flattens that learning curve. What's new for Unfathomed is we're going to continue to explore new locations and tell new stories. Really, that's what it is to us. It's sharing that experience, getting out there, telling the stories either about a destination, a fishery, or a person. You know, everybody has a story about why they do what they do around fishing. You know, we say that the fishing is just the spine of the book that holds the whole story together. We want to tell a story. Fishing to me has always been about sharing that experience, and there's nothing better for me than to take people to a destination like Guatemala. I'm hosting trips now twice a year to Pacific Fins where we take 20 anglers down to Guatemala, experience an incredible fishery, but not only the fishery, it's also the culture and the people. I've been there probably 15 different times. It's super safe. The people are wonderful. I've never had one bad experience in Guatemala, and I tell you, we've had days where we've caught 40 to 50 sailfish in one day. So it's the fishing, it's the culture, it's the people, it's the whole experience. We're doing that twice a year to Pacific Fins in Guatemala. So this is an all-inclusive resort. Really, I'm just acting as a concierge, kind of as a, you know, as a host for these, bringing people along. I think a lot of people want to go to these destinations, but the uncertainty of something new, you know, Central America, South America, these people want to go to these places. They're always a little hesitant. So if you can go with somebody that takes all the questions out of it, there's nothing hidden, no secrets. Been there so many times, I have so many friends down there. You know, we just make it easy for people. It's a stress-free, just a really fun stress-free trip.